Welcome back. So, today we will start with or rather we will continue with writing tasks and essay type questions. Um, as already mentioned in one of our previous sessions, writing task or essay writing section of competitive exams require you to write an essay. It could be of a shorter length like 150 to 200 words, or it could be the requirement could be for longer pieces, for example 500 words onwards, which are basically there to test your competitive or your writing abilities for more competitive or more challenging types of exams. Now, in any case, the essay tests your ability to respond to an argument in a logically coherent terms that we have already discussed. Now, I would like you to look at your ALD, that is the Oxford Dictionary, and look at a section which tells you something about the cohesive markers and the linking words. Please go through it very carefully, because when you do your writing essay writing type of competitive exams, you will have to or you are expected to use arguments, logic, examples, and there you will need the necessary transition words. So, this is where ALD is going to help you. They have a very comprehensive list of words here. Remember, when you are writing an argumentative kind of an essay, you should use at least 3 arguments or assumptions or examples in your writing and adhere to a general structure of beginning, middle and end. Do not be creative here. There has to be an introduction, there has to be a middle, and there has to be an appropriate conclusion, that is your end. You must know that skills of argument identification, summarizing, structural writing, organization, critical thinking, language, etc., are crucial in attempting these sections. There are 3 kinds of questions in writing tasks, where you are one could be analyzing an argument, second the analyzing or interpreting an issue, and then also integrated kind of writing tasks. For writing tasks, my general tips to you would be that you should organize your tasks. Remember that organization is the most crucial aspect of any kind of writing. Follow the essay form of an introduction, a few body paragraphs and a very strong conclusion. Take a stand there. The introduction should be short and serve as an entry point to your main statements, defined and developed through the body paragraph of your essay. Finally, the conclusion should in a very logical way recap your previous statements and arguments. Remember to stay focused. This is a test of your writing within a stipulated time frame. So, do not meander away. Stay focused even when the question itself seems abstract. It could be any kind of an abstraction, but please make sure that you are using examples to support your thesis. Examples should not become the sole focus of your essay. This is important. So, and remember that when you end your essay with a conclusion, it should have a proper tie up with the introduction and also to the basic question, what is the essay topic all about. So, there should be you should be able to integrate all these things. Examples, as I was telling you, is they add value, but they should not be the focus. So, do not just take an example and walk with it throughout the remaining essay. You have to take various strands. In integrated writing task types, you are asked for other skill sets also, like listening and reading. Use the primary data given. Do not try to bring in new arguments of your own when you have enough data and content to work with. Defend your position. This is another very useful tip that I can give you. Since essay type questions are open ended, there is no absolute right or wrong. We have been talking about it for a long time. As long as you support your argument with relevant details, write clearly and defend your position, your essay will still hold water. If it is easier to defend the position that may not be your personal preference or worldview, still go for it. The essay is not about you, it's not about you. Remember, it is about what are you being tested on. Remember, you are being tested on your language skills and you have to clear an exam. So, do not get too carried away by the ideological perspectives. Outline your essay before writing. I have already told you this, make rough notes. Every exam gives you sufficient scope and space for making some rough notes and outlines or sketches. You should always remember to strike them off before you leave. Now, the argument task, we are talking about the analyzing an argument task, and this kind of task requires you to analyze a particular argument in which the author makes a case for some course of action or interpretation of events by presenting claims backed by reason and evidence. So, your task involves critically examining the author's line of thinking and the validity of his claims through your writing. Remember that your task is not to discuss the actual truth value. Whatever has been given to you in the question is what you should be dealing with or concerning yourself with. Do not try to discuss the actual truth about these the statements. The question is usually backed up here by a specific set of instructions. For instance, write a response in which you discuss possible alternative explanations, substantiate your answers with alternative explanations. So, these instructions will tell you what course to take for your argumentative essays. You are already being told, all you have to do is that practice before going for the exam. Look at some sample and model questions and talk to your mentor, your teacher, your friends who have cleared such kinds of exams and ask them what is the specific meaning, what are you being asked here. If it is discuss, ask what is meant by discuss. If it is agree or disagree, ask what you are supposed to write here. Let me give you an example now. Look at the slide here, and this is analyze an argument type example. Let us read it. The lush and green campus of IIT Madras is carved from parts of the Gindi National Park in Chennai and is hence a hotspot for several unique species of animal and plant life. Over the past years, due to increasing demand for housing and other facilities, authorities have sanctioned the removal of trees in controlled levels so as to ensure the well-being of students and maintain the quality of living the campus is famous for. Surveys reveal that gradual deforestation has resulted in unpredictable behavior of the animals in campus, including monkeys or deer, who are also put at unease by the use of vehicles and construction work, and has brought about a general reduction in the quality of air. While the authorities have encouraged the systemic planting of trees, the plight of the animals is sure to continue, if not exacerbate, given the actual conditions at present. The campus committee should for that reason no longer build any more buildings in IIT Madras. Now, what do you think of this? Now, you have seen one example of analyzing a particular task. What you are expected to do is to write a response in which you examine the assumptions of the argument. Be sure to explain how the argument depends on the assumptions and what the implications are if the assumptions prove unwarranted. The task here is to examine the argument's stated or unstated assumptions and discuss the implications. The assumption that unpredictable animal behavior is caused solely due to controlled tree removal is problematic. Since the campus is located in the heart of the city, animals are prone to disturbance from several factors including noise pollution and air pollution from the neighboring places. Also, similarly likely student behavior such as vandalism, injuring animals encroaching on animal habitats are also several facts of life, and which this particular passage does not talk about. The assumption that the survey points to a sole issue as the cause of all unpredictable animal behavior cannot be taken at face value. For example, who is the survey addressed to? Who was it, or who is it meant for? Are these people who have written this passage, are these researchers or environmental activists or campus officials, outsiders? Who are they? So, it is possible that survey results are or may be biased and exaggerated. Also remember, or something that we have to take note of, is that the assumption that systemic planting of trees is inadequate to compensate the losses of controlled deforestation is problematic. Remember this. It is possible that this is a viable alternative to the problem by planting trees in more feasible areas. Also, the assumption that the situation at present is addressed by simply disallowing construction is inadequate. Stopping the construction of new buildings will seriously affect the students and staff in campus. Thus, planting more trees is more effective than stopping all construction work. Let us look at this another example. It is a continuation of the whatever we have been doing. Go through it. The conclusion of this argument: the campus committee should be for that reason no longer build any more buildings in IIT Madras. This is arrived at through several inadequate primary assumptions. This could be your thesis statement and topic conclusion. Also see that the argument I am talking about the second paragraph. The argument disregards external factors such as student induced vandalism. Go through the slide very carefully and see how you can extend, develop and explore various strands while you are looking at a particular statement. Now, what should be your essay checklist? Your essay should correspond and respond to the topic argument. Key assumptions in the argument should be analyzed in a thoughtful manner. You should provide the reader with a cogent critique backed up by a strong analysis. Ideas should be written in a comprehensive and clear fashion. Transitions should be such that they help connect the ideas together in an organized fashion. Always demonstrate proficiency, fluency of language, maturity in the sense in the way you construct your sentences, and some range of vocabulary. Remember that written elements of the language such as grammar, spelling, punctuation should be adhered to strictly with very good command. Now, let us look at this second example. Look at the slide. Over the past 2 years, the sales of movie tickets in Phoenix Mall, Chennai has increased dramatically, while the popularity of the mall shops has been noted to have fallen steadily. Many store owners in Phoenix Mall are of the opinion that their poor business is due to the high number of movie goers in the mall. There has also been a drop in other entertainment businesses in the mall, such as the gaming arenas, pubs like Hard Rock Cafe and band performances at the stage placed in the mall entrance. Thus, we recommend that the city, in the interest of businesses, exert control on the movie theatres in Phoenix Mall by introducing dynamic pricing or regulating the ticket prices accordingly. If this is done, we predict that business in Phoenix Mall will return to its previously high levels. Now, discuss. One solution could be that remember, a successful essay should look at alternate explanations also. Yeah. So, something is given in the passage, movie theatres are bringing down the business. You should be able to look at the other side of the argument also. It must, your essay must also account for the assumptions stated in the essay. The crux is movies are the only things that are responsible for fall in businesses of the shop in the mall. Now, this argument is obviously inadequate in capturing the distribution of consumer interest in the mall. External factors such as the economic condition of the city or its mall goers, the quality of shops, the cultural interests of the people of this city, all these things are ignored. There is inadequate evidence to prove that the movie theatres can attract shopping crowds, since the two provide different categories of entertainment. Hence, we should examine alternate propositions instead of introducing dynamic pricing as the essay suggests or as the statement suggests, or regulating tickets at the movie theatre. The city should instead perform an inspection of the shops installed in the mall to ensure that their quality and pricing is up to the mark and satisfactory to the consumers. There should be surveys to gauge consumer interests and what they would prefer to see and experience in mall shops. Then these shops can revise their policies accordingly. The shops must ensure that their timing are appropriate to mall goers, so that the crowd does not gravitate towards movie theatres instead of shopping. So, now I would like you to try writing the essay for this question using the pointers that I have just given to you. See to it that you are covering both sides of the argument. This should be your homework. Please do it as well as you can and discuss it with your friends. Thank you very much.